Hello everyone, my name is Bruno Sampaio and my presentation is about Epik, a platform for educational games development that I developed during my master thesis. Here, I will present to you some aspects about this platform, mainly the types of games you can develop with it and how they work. The motivation for this work came mainly from the need to increase the collaboration and the interaction among students in the learning process. One way to do that, as mentioned in several studies, would be by using group quizzes, activities, which contribute to an increase on students' participation and teamwork. Besides that, games are also considered good tools to promote those capacities, and they can also provide a more entertaining way to learn. However, both group quizzes and games aren't very used yet on education, mainly because teachers haven't at their disposal tools that allow them to develop those types of activities. With this in mind, we decided to create Epik, a platform for the development, distribution and execution of collaborative activities in the form of games. This platform facilitates the development of educational games, mainly because teachers do not need any programming knowledge to develop a game. And if they do not feel ready to start a game from scratch, they have at their disposal several game templates, which do great part of the job for them. Epik also facilitates the distribution of educational games, since the teacher only needs to provide the game URL to the students, and games can also be distributed through a learning management system, such as Moodle. The games developed with Epik can provide ways of collaboration and interaction among students. And besides that, Epik games can also reuse learning materials that the developer used on other contexts without the need to create them again. For example, you can create a quiz activity on Moodle and then you can use Epik to import the questions you used on your quiz so they can be reused on an Epik game. Concerning Epik's implementation architecture, this platform is composed of two servers, the development and management server and the game's execution server. The first one is responsible for managing the users and system data, process users' actions such as creating or editing over their activities, resources, projects and games, and for managing the communication with external systems such as Moodle. The second one, the game's execution server, is responsible for managing all game sessions, managing collaboration and interaction between students, managing the game flow and the data about students' performance, which is stored when the game is over. For the development of this platform, we had to focus on a specific game genre, although Epik is prepared to support other types of games in the future. Currently, Epik allows the development of quiz games with single-player mode, named individual quizzes, and multiplayer mode, named collaborative quizzes. Those games, or any other games this platform will support in the future, must be composed of a flow of scenarios. As you can see in this image, some of those scenarios are common to all games, such as the starting, the waiting room, and the ranking scenario. And the other scenarios, designated body scenarios, are the ones developed by the user. Those, in the case of quiz games, can be lecture scenarios, exemplified in the image, which are used to introduce a topic to students, or activity scenarios, also seen in the image, which are used to present activities that the students must solve in order to continue the game. Both types of scenarios can be composed by texts, shapes, and resources. Resources are files with didactic content such as audio, images, videos, or PDFs. Besides those components, activity scenarios must also include activities which, in the case of quiz games, correspond to questions. Those questions can be of one of three types: multiple choice, true or false, or short answer questions. An activity always has scores and helps associated to it, which fosters the competition and collaboration among students respectively. Those helps can be of three different types: learning materials, When used, the system provides a resource to the player with the information needed. In the case of collaborative quiz, request hints. When used, another player is chosen to provide the hints to his colleague. And also in the case of collaborative quiz, incorrect answers removal. When used, another player is chosen to remove 50% of the possible answers for the question. When the last two types of helps are used, players can also receive a bonus. To earn this bonus, the player which asked for help must be fast answering the question after receiving help, and his first try must be the correct one. This way, he won't be penalized for asking for help, and the other player receives points for helping him with success. While playing, the points earned and lost for each player are stored by Epik when the game is over, in the form of session logs. Teachers can then consult those logs, which can be used for students' assessment. Now we will present a video that demonstrates how Epik games work with some collaboration situations. Okay, now that you've seen how Epik works, it is time to explore the development process. So, in relation to games development with Epik, users have at their disposal two user interface areas from where they can perform the necessary tasks. To start the development process, they must first create a project. A project is basically a game under development. For each creation, the users must choose the game type and then a game template. A game template already defines several aspects of the game, such as each scenarios and the flow between them, so the user doesn't need to start the game from scratch. After creating the project, the user can open it, and by doing so, he enters in the development environment. As seen in the following image, in the top of this page there is a toolbar which allows users to create scenarios, activities, resources, and several other things. The created scenarios are displayed on the navigation panel on the left, and for each scenario are also displayed its contents sorted by their type: text, shape, resource, or activity. In the center of this page is displayed the currently selected scenario, and the user can use this area to edit, move, and resize the scenario contents. The panel on the right always displays the currently selected object properties that can be parameterized, such as its dimensions, position, background color, among others. In the case of scenarios, options to specify the game flow are also provided on this panel. When the user finishes his game, he can export his project to game format by the export option in the toolbar. This game can then be distributed and played by students. In order to evaluate the use of Epik games in education and their development, we asked a group of 10 teachers to develop a game and then to use it on their lectures. In relation to the game's usefulness in education, most of the teachers considered all aspects as adequate or good, especially the collaboration mechanisms. Similarly, most of the teachers also consider the development process adequate or good, and the same happens with the usefulness of games templates, scenarios templates, and the resources and activities provided. Only the students' assessment options were considered as normal or adequate. And that's all. If you want to try Epik, use the URL provided on this slide. And if you have any questions, please send us an email. But above it all, our goal is for our users to have an epic experience. Thank you.